Hey, howdy, it's me, Manic Mark, coming to you from the bunker system located underneath the Art Villa, found somewhere in the jungles of the Midwest. I didn't stick my finger, I didn't. Just a nervous tick. Anyway, so today I thought I'd go back to the record store where I got all those good records. Oh, about 2.5 weeks ago. I mean, maybe I overlooked some. I know you're just being compulsive, you shouldn't go. Well, I had to get some roll roofing. The house has got commercial roofing on it. The roof's been on it for 25 years and it's still good. But when I took the chimney out and I patched it, it was the last of my backup, and if something should happen, I need some, got to buy a whole roll of roofing. So that's what I did. That was exciting. So, but the point of telling that little thing was that the big roofing supply place is near to the record store. So I stopped in and picked a few things up, including another fabulous Les Baxter. Nothing I was looking for, but it's just a fabulous piece. Anyway, so what else is going on? Oh, you know how when you're around people that lift weights and are always bragging about, or they say, how much can you bench press? And I don't do that at the gym. I kind of heard it, you know, people talking like weightlifting stuff. And some guys go and they stay all day. It's a social club for them, and they're not working out. But they just go and they sit. I know 3 or 4 of them. They're there all day long. Like, I mean, even I can't imagine not having enough to do where I could just go and blow a whole day every day at the gym. But anyway, that's. And I'm real nice. I talk to them, but if you're going to be there, why don't you just do that? I said, well, what was it? It was like 9:30, 10, 11:30. I had gone and I'd done an hour of weights because I can't do it at night, and then get up in the morning and go do yoga the next day. So there's yoga Wednesday night, yoga in the morning on Thursday. So I don't want to do heavy weights after yoga or before yoga at any time. So it's better to give myself some time to rest. So, and just get on with it. So I went early today just because I felt like hanging out at the gym with all the guys that like to hang out at the gym. And what was I going to say? Oh, the bench press. There's a machine that I don't do the bar. It seems like, oh, you got to get the bar and you got to get the weights, and I realize weights, you lift up the weights and you put them on the bar. You're lifting the weights and you're getting the exercise just putting your little set together. But people go to a lot of trouble to just do a few reps and they got to put everything back again. So I can't see myself doing an actual bench press. Oh, there's a machine. There's a bench press machine. I just haven't. Anyway, it's kind of never mind. So I do the machine, a different kind of machine. There's a machine, a bar you put weights on, and somehow I think it's counterbalanced. Somehow inside this tube, or the bar is always on a frame somehow, or you're not doing it free. So, but there's the other machine where you're sitting up and you're replicating. When I do that, the camera just goes crazy, doesn't it? Replicating the push-up thing. Push-ups. Well, it could be if you put weight on your back, but bench press. So I'm right up to the second to the last plate, which is 210 pounds. I could do that now. 5 reps at 210 pounds. But the next plate is 230, and I just can't budge it, man. It's just like glued down. Maybe somebody glued it down just as a joke. I don't know. But I can't do it. There are 2 other machines which I maxed out. The dip machine, I don't know, that's 210, I think. And of course, me being 220, that's the thing. I haven't lost any weight. I eat like a bird, and I haven't lost any weight. I pushed everything around pretty good. But to actually go down to like 200 or something like that, it's kind of my goal. Hasn't happened. Anyway, and then there's this machine where you work your back, and I could do the whole stack. That's 230, but I prefer to do more reps and less weight, so I do 210. And the other machines I'm just not interested in even trying, you know, pushing up a little bit on some of the other machines, but not like to go and just like how much can I do on this machine. Just the bench press, because that's what everybody says. How much can you bench press? Well, now to 210. Okay, so there you go. Anyway, should we go into the records? Maybe another story will come to me later on. Anyway, Les Baxter, this is it in. I probably got this one, but it was $1, so I picked it up again just in case I don't have it. Love is a Fabulous Thing, Les Baxter. His music and his orchestra, so apparently he wrote the songs that are on that record. The Feminine Sax, Rocket Rhythms on Design, featuring Willini Barton, the Dayton Shelby Trio, and Willini Lee. You should stop or you're ahead. You always should, but then you don't, and you just keep going like, oh, you can get through this, and then you don't get through it. Interesting cover, weird title, I don't know. This is also an interesting cover, Budget. It's a Wine Court Orchestra theme for Candy. And other sweets, suggestive title. There's only 6 songs. There's extended tracks on this, like only 3 songs per side. And it may be they already have this one with a different cover, but there's at least 1 or 2 wine coats with the long, the three songs to a side, and there's some interesting stuff going on those records, as I remember. I bought this. Here's another one I should just leave well enough alone. I think I will. Until, you couldn't help yourself. Until Corroboree, Suite from the Ballet. And others. I bought it because of the cover. The screaming mask face cover, that's right. I got this home and I realized I had it, but for $1, I remember, oh, that's right, the typeface. I kind of remember liking that, and I don't think there's much to the record, but it's a very clean copy, so you never know. The Living Jazz records, the 3 of them I found last time. Well, I overlooked one. It just looked like a jazz cover, but it's an interesting cover when I got to looking at it. It's kind of a woman with sort of disheveled hair, and she's looking real kind of like sort of depressed. And maybe the guy in the background's like, oh, I don't like you anymore. And she's like, maybe she doesn't like him. Maybe she's hungover. Anyway, 1968. And then, well, I'm going to talk about that one. How do you, when you listen to a record, it's interesting how people respond to things, because they respond to things based on their own frame set of references from whenever they were born and whatever they've been exposed to, rather than looking at and commenting on stuff that they may find interesting based on when it was made and what the competition was in the period, like looking at framed in the period, and realize it's difficult to do. It's got to kind of go easy, but I think you can do it anyway, because with that said, these Living Jazz sets of records that were produced by Ethel Gabriel, who did all the Living whatever series of records, many of which are interesting, some of which are bizarre, but nonetheless, at least these Living Jazz records were pretty good. Arranged and conducted by Phil Bodner, which is B-O-D-N-E-R. Did I get that right? He and other, usually in this case it's not going to happen. There's not a list of, well yes there are. Who's on here? Phil plays the sax and flute. Buddy Morrow was on it, Dick Hyman, Tony Montola, Phil Krause. Guys like that, big time studio musicians, did these records. So, they're pretty interesting. I like them. Here's a fabulous cover. This one I did overlook, and I went back and I picked it up. I remember looking at this. Russ Garcia, Enchantment. Russ made some really, really good stuff. I mean, really good. One of the best Space Fantastica, I think is the name. But he also made some standard, sound stuff. It's probably that, I don't know. But anyway, the cover is fabulous. A cruise ship record. Could be my sister. It's Mary Sue Cox. She autographed the back to somebody, Dottie, to a sweet person. Come see me again. Nah. Oh yeah. You're best friends now. Cruise ship. Well, she does My Way. I don't. All the other songs, unfortunately, Let There Be Peace on Earth. Hey, wait a minute. She was Miss Johnson City, Miss East Tennessee Strawberry Queen, and Miss Tennessee. So she was like Miss Tennessee. There you go. On the cruise ship. Wonder what happened to her. This looks good. Phil had this on the shelf, and or he bought it back from somebody. There were two stickers on it. One from 1994, and one from just recently. I guess I probably marked down. Anyway. Reap the Wild Winds may have to feature something from this. I think it's jazz, guitar, drums, bass, voice. Oh, there's a voice on it. Susanna Lovell, recorded in 1954. Just in case I do sample something from this. Song of the Bayou, Newton the Fig. Those that live by the swordfish die by the swordfish. That's not the title track. That's the first track on side one. Apparently, I don't know. Anyway, go on. Okay. Music and Martinis. Perfect. Label I'm not familiar with. A product of Epic. Yeah, an Epic sublabel. How interesting. The Silver Strings, conducted by Attilio Mineo. Attilio Mineo. Fun cover. Music and Martinis. It's a bolero on it. Attilio, song named after the conductor. Attilio? I don't have any idea. It was $1, an early crown, 88 a la carte with Willard McDaniel. Seems like I've got an album with his name on it. Don't remember. It was pretty clean. Maybe interesting. I'll find out later on. And this is the last LP to be followed by 10-inch finds. This one, Lover's Several Faces. R.C. Candom. Interesting artwork. It's mood music. Domenico Savino. You're really struggling with names. Okay, here we go. On to the 10-inch. Great covers. Phil Case. Sleepy Serenades, including Sleepy Serenade, Penthouse Serenade, The Lamplighter Serenade, Moonlight Serenade, Serenade in Blue, Manhattan Serenade, The Blues Serenade, and Sunrise Serenade. Russ Case. Orchestra, 10-inch. George Shearing Quintet album that I probably got an LP with these songs on it, but they don't have this really, really groovy cover. Art, modern art-ish cover. The cover, oh, wait a minute. I can explain the cover because there's a thing on the back. Artist Chris K-E-A-L-E-Y has symbolized the bebop pianism of George Shearing by the little abstract man who beckons for all to look at his exhibit, a creative piano, and a portrait of a bopper complete with barrette, horn, rim glasses, and goatee. The artist, Chris Cayley, is a 31-year-old Californian artist, photographer who believes in the use of photographic techniques to achieve unusual artistic effects. Born in, oh boy, it's a town in New Jersey. See if I mispronounce that. All people from New Jersey will hate me. P as in Paul, A-S-S-A-I-C, and schooled in Illinois. He came to California in time to decorate the walls of several of Hollywood's better temples of jazz. Since 1940, his primary interest has been photography. He was an aerial photographer with the 7th AAF, the American Air Force, and since the war has studied the medium at Los Angeles Art Center. His Discovery album covers reflect that interest, whether they are done as pure photography or in another medium. So they were happy. The cover was special. That's right. The cover was special. I think it's special to have found it. Stan Kenton conducts This Modern World. I think I got this in LP. Basically, there's 2 songs they added onto it. But I don't think I have the 10-inch. Pretty sure I don't have the 10-inch Stan Kenton in his more experimental phase. Xavier Cugat Orchestra. It's early for Cugat. It's probably sort of boring. But the cover's fun. Fun cover. Nice colors and a nice illustration on the cover. Art Van Dam Quintet probably got these selections on an LP, but not on a 10-inch with this cover, which is nice. It's in nice condition. Speaking of nice artwork, tops, interestingly enough, tops on 10-inch. It is Henry King Latin Rhythms. Nice, huh? That's right. And last but not least, pretty damn cool to find this 10-inch boxed Les Baxter Passion. Conducts the original composition of the Passions featuring Boss Shiva. Don't know who she is. But it's one record, but it comes in a box because there's this pamphlet that comes with it, which goes into all kinds of copy talking about high fidelity and so on and so on. A little bit about the songs, which are titled Despair, Ecstasy, Hate, Lust, Terror, Jealousy, and Joy. Remarkable sensitive voice of Bas Shiva, a voice whose vivid colorations range from guttural snarl, savagery, to a delicate and lyrical beauty. Well, there's no doubt that I will be sharing, I think that's her on the cover. I think so. There's no doubt that I'll be sharing this one. Because if I don't share the guttural savagery of Bas Shiva with you, you'll never forgive me. That's right. I wouldn't forgive myself either. So there you go. Nice. That wasn't $1. I had to pay some money for that one. But I figure I'm never ever going to find a copy of that here anywhere else. Locally again. And it looks really clean. So, yay for me, yay for you, yay for everybody. Thanks for stopping by. And now on to the musical sample.